We are in a tie match at the drop. Double gen pop to avoid the deadlock. They do go down. There is a haste status effect. They did be careful here. The hatch is going to spawn momentarily. Deadhard could get them the distance to get it too. Shot.
Really smart play on the ace. Oh my god, getting shot through the window.
No longer have distortion, and they are going to teleport here. I think they get there in time. Yes!
Oh, the grab. Yes! That is disappointing. This is be a 4-man out because.
Yeah, but they will be able to block this. Yo, getting caught on that. Ace coming with the body block. Oh, they were here. Welcome back, everybody, to Champions of the Fog. I don't know how you are. I'm doing great. I got caffeine. I'm ready for this next match. We got Luxury versus Deathwish on the suffocation pit again. I'm joined by the Commissioner Giltspire, hot off his game from Execution. How are you feeling, sir?
Pretty good, pretty good. Cannot complain. You know, some death and murder always gets the blood flowing.
Oh, yeah.
And coming hot off of that, I am excited to see here today what these two teams can do.
Well, I know one can do twins, so we know the killers in advance. They didn't ban Nurse because Luxury is bringing Nurse up next on Suffolk Pit. But instead of bringing Nurse, they're just like, nah, we'll bring twins. I'm just like, are they just praying for the 5-gen, like, God RNG over here? Like, what's going on? What's the mindset here?
It's either that or, you know, at the end of the day, just maybe you practice enough twin or practice enough Nurse to feel confident against Nurse and not have to play her yourself. So it's hard to say, but with that being said, I will say twins is a bit scary on this map, being able to pressure in one entire side of the map while also being within proximity of the generators on your 3-gen. So I think twins is a really good pick here, though, as you said, definitely interesting not to pick Nurse when available.
I would agree, yeah, and honestly, they're their gen spread is not horrible. They've got a pretty good RNG spread here, and I'm not gonna lie, when they deployed Victor initially, that scared me to death. Oh, are they gonna get the kick? They're not. Yeah, they are gonna get a hit for jumping back over it, so well timed there. I was kind of impressed, and worth noting, we do have Thanatophobia, and I do see a totem in the distance too, so they got Thanatophobia Corrupt and a totem perk to speak of.
Yeah, I mean, Twins is really great when you can keep people injured, as we see here. You get one person with Victor on their back where they can't do anything. You got Thanatophobia slowing down the gens. Ruin if they have it, which, I mean, what is it? It's not going to be Devour Hope. We see a totem. We know it's Ruin.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I mean, with all that together, you really do get a lot of good gen slowdown. Personally, like, as I've been thinking more and more about the meta, surprised not to see, you know, more late game perks here, though we are not aware of what the 4th perk is.
True, we do not know yet. Oh, good little mind game there from the Ace, but he ran into the center. So yeah, yeah, you're right, it is Ruin, and they keep the Bloodlust off of that chase onto the knee here. Oh, I love the spinning mind games from Osaka when that happens. Excellent hit there, but Claudia did heal. Oh man, they launched.
Oh,
I saw that.
That was a close one, to say the least, but it looks like Nia will go down there. Victor taking the kick to the face, but unfortunately, Osaka is close enough for this pickup.
I think, unless it's a we're gonna live forever, nah, they're going to abandon it, and they will get their first hook here at 5 gens up. However, Corrupt did just expire, so I've been trying to get a gauge on this gen setup back here, and I think this is actually a really tight 4 gen, all things considered, for a Suffocation Pit map. Look at how nice this is.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very good setup. I mean, Twins can pretty much just keep this, let the survivors take the other gens, and just call it a day.
Indeed, and breaking a pallet, some resources in the center already down. Ruin still, well, okay, as I speak. How dare I? I am so sorry, Osaka. I just broke your totem by speaking the name of it.
Apparently, and wow, really, in my opinion, delayed stun there. I was not expecting a stun. I expected a whiff, yes, but a stun, no. And looks like Osaka will be going back to the hook here with Victor to try and pressure the second stage. Unfortunately, they are not in time.
True, Nia will get the unhook here. I imagine borrow time as well. Yeah, you can wait this out. Other survivors nowhere to be seen, and unless a balanced landing is going to get them to safety here, yeah, it's not. I think they're going to get another slug. I thought they were going to leave Victor on another survivor and try and get 2 stacks of Thanatophobia going, but man, this tree is doing a lot more work than I expected. I'm not going to lie.
You know, who needs tiles when you got trees? This is why you need to be environmentally friendly and support Stream for a Cause.
I love what you did there, and I'm also very sad that I didn't see it coming. It's like the combination of a great plug and a horrible dad pun all in one, and I feel like I just got like threatened by it. Okay, DS or no? DS or no? No DS.
No DS.
Second hook incoming for this Nia. Still at 5 gens. I'm beginning to think we understand now why they took Twins over Nurse. Twins is doing a little bit of work here. I'm surprised, like, outside of the 3 gen, we're not even, yeah, first gen outside the 3 gen was done.
Yeah, I will say though, as we saw there, no pop goes the weasel. I'm not seeing a call of brine, and so they do not have any real gen regression at this point. With Ruin being cleansed and a very unfortunate pounce there, but
wait,
Nancy
what?
not able to get the kick.
So survivors utilizing trees against the Twins, and now we saw the Twins utilize trees against survivors. What a time to be alive. I can't believe that didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. The hitbox around trees, as per usual, are a wee bit wonky. And we do see these survivors trying to sneak in for the unhook, but Twins are going to box them out, and I think we will see the first death of the game here in just a few moments.
Unless there is a camaraderie play. I think that's camaraderie on the hook. That bar seems to have paused.
Yeah, and with that, that is going to give these survivors a whole lot more time. A good life, too, getting out of dodge. And I think we see that unhook incoming in just a few moments.
Quite possibly. We see Nancy taking Victor on in the background. Ace is here. Oh, is it in time? Yeah, I think those scratch marks are dull enough. Yeah, they will get the unhook here. The question is this the borrowed time survivor? Were they able to get the borrowed time survivor up there?
That is a good call, but either way, it looks like Nia is going to get... Yeah, that is a forced penance, and Nia is nowhere to be seen. These twins had a really good amount of pressure here, and then it's all kind of slipping through. I will note, though, 4 stacks of Thanatophobia up and running, so these survivors are doing gens at a snail's pace.
True. Not to mention, yeah, also the fact that everyone is now, you know, effectively dead. If they get the, Ace goes down, they have Victor. They could try just to snowball and end the game here. No, they're not. They're just going to go for the pickup. Nia gets healed. Interesting. I would have gone to try and snowball with Victor here.
I mean, it is definitely a gamble. Obviously, these survivors know full well what killer they're going to be going up against. So with We're Gonna Live Forever, Unbreakable Soul Guard, what have you, you know, definitely I think being a little bit cautious can go a long way. However, these strike kicks are doing absolutely nothing at this moment in time.
True. And it just makes me miss call up, Brian. I have fallen in love with, oh, what a shot on the Nancy. All right, back to 15% slowdown there. Oh, and they see where both survivors are, the killer instinct.
Yeah, and this is actually a really huge play there. A lot of information there for the twins, able to push them off of this generator. Once again, no gen slowdown, but this does allow the twins to start pressuring away from the hook and try and get another down in the meanwhile.
True, and yeah, all the survivors are over here. I don't know how they're gonna sneak a survivor over to get the unhook now. I think we're gonna see Ace progress to second stage. You have to heal up somebody. The only one is Nia, and she's death hook. If she goes for it and she does a hook trade, you're in bad spots.
And Twins is trying to make a choice right now of what to do here. Go for Nia or you know, go for the unhook or not. And looks like Nia is going to be caught out, but if they then commit to the hook trade with the injured survivor, it could be disastrous.
Yeah, and there we see, Ace going to the second stage. They do get the unhook finally. That would have been a beautiful shot had that hit. I will say, all these different things going on, I think we can both very, very much agree. The killer is in a very good spot right now. They have the survivors panicking, I feel like.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we do see another down for the Nia, and looks like we're going to see Victor kind of post up in between the down and the gen. Surprised they didn't put it closer to the gen just to deter these survivors from doing some work on that.
Oh, they're
but
healing,
I do think we are going to... Is that Nia on death hook? Is that right?
Nia is on death hook, as is the Ace, but they have healed up and reset fully. However, that tells the killer that they're not on that gen and they're not breaking up that 4 gen in the back with that time. They might have enough time now that, yeah, because as soon as this survivor dies and as the game, the slowdown goes away, they might be able to pop this water tower gen, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, it had a lot of good progression before, and with no real gen regression to speak of, it is as close can be.
The dry kick did work.
It did some. I mean, it's 0.3% per second, so it does some work over time as long as these survivors are not around. But it is still close enough that I feel like both Claudette and or Ace, sorry, Nancy and or Ace are probably going to jump on it soon and pop it on off. And sneaky plays.
Yeah.
Sneaky plays. I like it.
Victor actually posting up in a really good spot and was able to catch the Claudette off guard. However, yeah, where's the other survivors here? Oh, they're on 2 separate gens. Yeah, Ace has a good window there that they can always utilize. They planning that life very, very well and planning it. I imagine... Wait, no, there was the Nia that had balanced landing, so balancing it out of the game. Yeah, the survivors are actually in a really good spot to make this chase. Oh, the mid-vault! You saw it coming too, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Once I saw that mid-vault, I'm like, ah, yes, do it, swing.
Oh, and Victor showing up right on time, back in Charlotte and ready to be deployed momentarily. Yeah, and Ace might be in a little bit of trouble here as, again, Ace is also death hook. Oh, unfortunate.
So close.
And they're not committing. I think that might be the smart play. You know Nancy's back on that gen. Go slap them. You got all 3 survivors. It's 15% regression. You know, I was kind of, you know, settling in for a long game, and yeah, I think that's what we're getting here.
Yeah, I mean, Twins overall is just a grindy killer, and for good reason, as they are just able to apply so much pressure so evenly across maps like this. We're able to post up on one side with Charlotte, one side with Victor, and just slowly grind the game out. And
with no gen regression to boot.
Yeah, that is true. Some gen slowdown, some good gen slowdown to say the least, but it looks like Claudette and Ace are healing as we speak, while Nancy's still somewhere back here with Victor. But unfortunately, Twins just unable to find them.
Yeah, and I think we are going to see these dry kicks actually pay off a little bit as survivors have to take time to reset. I mean, even if these gens regress for what, 20, 30 seconds, that's still a decent amount of regression since the survivors aren't able to come in and gen tap them so easily. Oh. Yeah, there's the Nancy. Oh, Wild Nancy appears in the corner. They do finish a gen on the other side, so they are that's something I'm surprised they're not working through the gens back on that other side. You know you have to break this 4 gen, but at least get your other gens taken care of.
Yeah, I think it's like that, you know, more often than not, people do forget about is like, if you get 4 gens, that really does set up your killer for success.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like teams are tending to forget about that and trying to break the 3 gen at all costs. And because of that, they kind of end up losing a lot of potential points as we see Twins doing an amazing job pressuring them back off of this 4 gen and Ace trying to gauge the distance from that light, but unable to do much of anything.
I mean, Victor is a speedy gremlin. Oh, Claudette snuck back here and is able to get the Nancy up. That is really, really good for these survivors. Able to reset a little bit here is, yeah, now you take chase with the Nancy, or I'm sorry, the Claude. Ace gets to go reset with Nancy potentially. Survivors are doing this really well. We might see this game kind of stall into a grind and just hopefully not come to an entire halt. I still have PTSD from spine chills back in the Vigos Court days on this map.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it do be like that sometime, and like I said, of most of all, when you're playing against the Twins. I will say Ace, though, still holding on to Victor, not letting him go. So, a very conscious choice here, and maybe Nancy is somewhere back here on these gens, and Twins having that same thought here as they are going to be going back to the 4 gen, potentially allowing for this team to fully reset.
I thought I saw scratch marks, if I'm being honest. Yeah, there were scratch marks. Sprint burst will get them to this pallet, but Victor is now in Charlotte's grasp. I'm pretty sure if they... So here's the thing. If they had hit the Ace back there, I think this game would have been over by now, but the survivors have a breath and a chance here, and they're taking full advantage of it. But this will be a... Yeah, they reset the Ace. They'll probably get one of the gens in the 4 gen here, but this killer's about to have a hook in the back of the map with 1 pallet to spare, and that's all. No, they're actually gonna go full out here.
Unless there is a unbreakable in play, but looks like they're trying to just kind of feel out where these survivors are. Really surprised they're not going to go for the hook here right away, as if Nancy has that unbreakable, you are in a world of hurt.
True, and yeah, I hear 2 killer instincts back there. Yeah, Victor will get kicked. Yeah, they will be able to get 1 gen out of this. Wait, is there a survivor over here? Yeah, there is. They were literally about to break 2 gens on this side of the map while they were going for that. The killer did smell correctly, but now, can they get this unhook in the middle of nowhere?
I do want to point out as well, we have not seen a Deliverance as of yet, so there's that possibility that Deliverance could have a huge value, to say the least, if Nancy uses right.
Did Nancy ever get an unhook? I know Claudette did.
I don't know off the top of my head, so we'll have to wait and see.
Claudette. I'm sorry, I did not expect that. Wait, that was a force. No, it wasn't a force mechanism. What am I talking about? Oh, I think you're right. I think you're right. Nancy and Deliverance.
There it is.
What
Deliverance.
A reset.
It's just such a strong perk in these scenarios if used right. Deliverance, once again, just adding so much pressure back into the survivor's hands. Twins, though, right behind the Nancy. This vault is going to be close.
Oh, that was pixels. That was literal pixels. Yeah, and they know this gen is going to get worked on. I imagine... Wait, Ace is healing with the Claudette instead of going for that gen. Oh, I think Nancy gets to freedom now. I don't know where those 2 survivors are resetting.
Nancy gets a heal. We'll see both Restless Fires reset. Though looks like they broke up the healing party and everyone is back to injured, giving this Twins a little bit of time to reset the gen. So at this point in time, honestly, I think try kicking might be the play, as these survivors need to spend, 16, 32, 48 seconds healing.
True. They did just heal up the Claudette. They finished that one. And now they're going to be able to heal up the Nancy here. They still have lots of resources back here, though. Look at all these pallets that have not been really used.
Yeah, but we do hear a survivor back there. We see the healthy Claudette there on the right. I'm surprised they're not going for the Nancy, who was very clearly back behind the shack, but looks like they'll instead try and go for another injury here, trying to keep the Thanaphobia working to its fullest.
I think it might be the fact that that pallet is dropped, and unless Charlotte can go back and kick it, like, I don't know how you get a survivor down with just Victor when the pallet's dropped. I don't think it's possible if the survivors play right.
That is fair. That is fair. But yeah, seeing some really passive play here now, really defensive play from Osaka, trying to ensure that these gens do not pop off. They have found an injured survivor though, and looks like it is an ace in the locker, and Charlotte is very close by.
Yeah, he is dead on hook. This will make it a 2v1. Unless there's a flashlight save. No, there is not. If they're lucky, they were able to sneak someone back and finish that gen on the hill. However, if not, I think this might clutch the 4K. No, they do send somebody back there. Now it's just a matter of how much progress is on that gen on the other side.
Yeah, it's a 2-1 split now. Twins has to make a choice, and at the end of the day, whatever choice the Twins make, the other survivor's going to have to jump on a gen for the 5th generator. Like I said, though, 4 gens kind of where you want to be on the survivor side. So I think that this is going to be a really good position for the killer playing nurse next.
I would tend to agree. Oh man, yeah, they knew that Claudette wasn't around. They were the injured survivor. However, that dead hard was so clutch.
Yeah, it really was. Really good play. And trying to go back for the Claudia again, trying to pressure the Nancy off that gen. But we have seen clearly that these survivors do not care about Charlotte idly standing by and will try to progress the gen. And, yeah, I mean, this makes sense. You make sure Victor pretty much is useless here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Victor is just completely neutered on that side of the map. Like, what can you do? Unless you like sneak Charlotte back there, but then Nancy's gonna be able to work on a gen. Well, no, you have to. They got that. No way.
Now that there is going to change the entire course of that match. If Claudette was able to just keep on going into that locker, harassing the Twins, there was a possibility of eventually doing this last generator. But if Claudette now down, unless there's Unbreakable, that there I think is going to be the game.
I would tend to agree. What a drawn-out, grindy match. Neither side, like, I say give an inch. They did technically over time. It took forever. They do have Unbreakable. Oh my goodness. It was just when I thought this game could slowly start to come to a close. Survivors have more second chances left in their pocket to utilize. However, Nancy is very much in a dead zone here.
Yeah, it really is. Gonna have to try and get something. And they do have this pallet, though. Gonna have to loop this right. And I think they do get it to extend the chase. Claudette will be on that gen on other side of the map. And now it comes down to how long Nancy's gonna be able to hold out. And with that mind game, I mean, Twins knows they have to drop chase.
They do, yeah. I will say, I'm surprised they didn't wait for Bloodlust to kick in. It's 10% slowdown. That's not that's like 80. That's a lot of time to spend on this gen. I say that as that gen looks like it's 75%. These survivors are playing out of their mind. You would think in a 3v1 it would have been game over. No, they held on for dear life and bumped out 2 gens. You would think in a 2v1, oh, it's the game over. Not today, Satan. I never would have thought a 2v1 would be ground out like this. This is insane.
Yeah, these survivors doing an amazing job. Nancy trying to stay up, unfortunately getting mind game by that red light fake, and now it comes down to Claudette Unbreakable out of the game. Claudette with the death.
What a play!
Enough.
What a play! The double down back to back. The partnered Twins team. That was really sweet. That was a mind game into a sweet play. Well,
overall,
again, I cannot overstate how well the survivors played here.
Absolutely.
The Twins may pull this out for the W for their team, but daggum, the survivors did not give in easily. Look at how close this gen was. If they had lasted for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, Twins trying to help out there. She's going like, it's 99%, I got you. A few kicks should do it, right?
You know, I wouldn't mind a small change to the kicking mechanic, but now we got call up Ryan. It's fine. I'm happy with it. Oh, man. Again, a well-earned 4K for the Twins, but These survivors were so close to pulling it out in the end. I think, I don't know. I now that I'm thinking about it, I actually don't know. This was anybody's game for the longest time. So well played. So well played. I'm kind of like gasping for air.
Proud about that. It was an intense one, that is for sure. But that being said, there will be the end of trial number 1, Deathwish versus Luxury. And we got another spicy match right after this with some Nurse from the Luxury's killer side.
True, and inner healing for love the spice on the survivor. I'm sad that this survivor died first because I love all the perks here. All of this, every bit of it. Oh man, that was a good first match, and I think that is 24-8 in favor of Luxury. No,
I do
Deathwish.
believe that is correct in Deathwish's favor. So really, really close match there. Deathwish coming out on top, but like I said,
very good.
These survivors did what they need to do, and I think Nurse is going to be able to give it their all.
I would tend to agree. Again, I am shocked that the Nurse was not banned here, but I guess you'd be more worried about Blight, wouldn't you?
Yeah, to some degree. I would tend to agree, but with that being said, we are going to be getting this lobby set on up for trial number 2. So as a reminder, guys, I may have heard the plug earlier, but we are partnered with Stream for a Cause. They are a nonprofit organization based in the United States, and this month, their initiative is Going Green. So if you guys do donate to Champions for a Cause, the fundraiser that we spun up with them, your dollars will go to the Going Green initiatives, but also a whole lot more, like the refugees in Ukraine. And next month, I believe, is LGBTQA month. So definitely keep in mind about that as well. But that being said, we'll be back in just a little bit.
Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. We are getting trial number 2 underway of set number 1. And I gotta ask, do you think Nurse is... Do you think they're gonna bring thanatophobia? I was just thinking about it just as a second before. Like, I see Blight with thanatophobia a lot. You know, obviously Twins thanatophobia is great. Plague thanatophobia is great. How do you feel about thanatophobia on Nurse? Like, it's so easy to get injuries, it feels like. What do you think?
I think thanatophobia really is just really hit or miss depending on the killer in which you're playing.
Yeah.
Blight, obviously, it depends on your playstyle, right? If you're just going for like down after down after down, then Blight would make sense not to bring it. But if you're kind of spreading the pain, I think depending on the playstyle of what killer that you're playing. So I think it could be viable in Nurse for a slowdown. Do I think it's the ideal perk on her? Probably not.
That is fair. You do want to try and just end your chases as Nurse. That is fair. She is just the chase monster. And speaking of the chase monster, that is a monster 3-gen, it looks like. That's a 4-gen.
It's looking good. Some good RNG on Suffocation Bit for both of these killers, to say the least. And we did see a survivor there, but it looks like the Nurse will be dropping that chase.
Yeah, they do not want to commit to it. I think they want to make sure that no one's sneaking over to break this 4-gen. I mean, even if they get this jet on this side of the wall, it's still a... Look at how tight that 3-gen is in the back there.
Yeah, really good stuff. We do see scratch marks, though, and it looks like the Nurse will go for this chase on the Cheryl, and that there will be the first hit of the game.
And worth noting, there is thanatophobia. Oh, I called it. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I called it, but anyway.
It'll be interesting to see if this will get as much value as they are probably hoping. Nurse going for the prediction blink does a whiff, though, and Cheryl will make it to the next tile.
I think that was Dead Hard. Notice the scratch marks and the blood skip like a Dead Hard does. I think she Dead Harded for dear life.
I mean, if that is the case, it definitely did pay off, and we will see a little bit of cheeky flashlight tech stopping Nurse from the blink, and this chase is just ongoing.
It really is. Well, man, we really need to stop talking. Just as soon as we say something, nope. And that is first down for this killer. We'll see what other perks are in store as Corrupt is about to expire here. However, it all comes down to that gen on the hill. How much progress has been made on it? Have the survivors identified what the gen situation is? They have.
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty well progressed. Survivor primed with probably a bounce line on the hill, but that there is a pop goes the weasel, and something even more insidious. There is a call of brine.
There is, and that is going to do some work on that generator. Yeah, that was that hard that we saw, getting him a little bit extra distance. I love how the survivors both popped a gen, unhooked the survivor, and had another gen like 75-80% ready to go. Oh, the short blink. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, I mean, survivors are without a doubt on point, and we do see Call of Brine prompting a notification there. And someone hit a great skill check. Unfortunately, though, with that gen being as far progressed as it was, looks like Nurse will opt to commit to the chase instead of going for the gen.
True, and again, just using the flashlight tech against Nurse so well. Also worth noting, yeah, there's another gen back there. These survivors are cranking the gens right now. Like, oh my goodness. Not only did they break the 4 gen in the back, there's still a 3 gen to break, but the 4 gen's broken. They had another gen after having that one already popped on one side of the map. They had another one pop. They just... These guys are insane. This is some really cracked survivor play. And there's 2 on this one too, oh my word.
I mean, they are doing a fantastic job, and we even see the unhook there, and for the people as well.
Guaranteeing no tunnel at all. Okay, I thought that was hit validation. I thought I was like, oh no, it took back the hit. No, it didn't. Wow, quick hit on Quentin here, so they will be going down 2 stacks in that phobia. However, yeah, Call of Brian, they know if survivors on there, but I think they'll be able to stave off this gen. They might have stemmed the bleeding. However, it's gonna be still be a 4v1. They didn't get the tunnel target like I think they hoped for.
Yeah, you are right, though. This will be another pop because we use another 20 seconds off that gen, and then Ruin on a stick doing work for the next 60 seconds. So honestly, just sit next to this gen and watch it regress, but looks like they did find a Cheryl, and that is a potential death hook.
True. And you know, I find it ironic. I mentioned Thanatophobia before. I genuinely didn't know their builds, and we were also oh, they knew what was coming, and they're like, nah, you don't get to do that again. They learned, and that is a death hook incoming. However, survivors might be able to sit on this gen 2 at a time and maybe pop it before, you know, the nurse is able to pop it. My jokes are falling flat, I'm so sorry. No, they're healing.
Yeah, there was one great skill check. Unfortunately, it looks like Call of Brian and Pop is just going to be bringing this down to 0. I mean, so here's a question. If you suspect Call of Brian based on the gen regression, do you just avoid great skill checks going forward and just go for the good?
You know, that is a good point. Oh, good blind there from the Nia. Yeah, nobody's around. They were already able to get away here for a little bit. Yeah, you know, that might be a valid point. You may not want to do the gens as efficiently, but here's the question. How do you, as a survivor, figure out Call of Brian as opposed to like pop and regular regression? Ooh, good vault.
It would be that, you know, it's regressing at 200%, killer's coming back after a great skill check, stuff like that. There are little tells here and there. It's not as obvious as some other perks, obviously, but I would say, you know, there are ways to tell over time.
Fair. I was waiting for the hit to happen, and it didn't, and she overblinked. It was good mind game. However, I'm wondering if you might have called it potentially, as they are not going back to that gen. We haven't seen the Nia in a little bit. Do you think she might have taken your advice, snuck back there, and is just doing some good skill checks?
I think it definitely is a possibility for sure.
I really
However,
want to switch over and check. I really do.
Yeah, it's one of those moments of like, I would love to know. That would be very interesting to say the least.
No, there is nobody on that gen, it looks like. They might have tapped it, but that's about it. No, there was somebody here, but look at how much regress and that gen has been ready to pop 3 different times, I think. Oh man, yeah. I love how we were talking just literally the previous game, like Call of Brian Pop. It's like such a good combo, and Nurse just like, hi guys, I have that. It's so good. Is Call of Brian Pop too strong? What do you think?
I don't think so, because at the end of the day, it comes down to survivors not being on that gen or nearby, right? I think that's the biggest thing, that as long as survivors are in position to gen tap, I think you're perfectly fine.
Yeah, that is fair, and survivors are still doing a really good job here, but we're kind of seeing a similar situation before. Well, survivors definitely did gens faster than against the twins. The crawlback was after someone had died, but we're seeing a kind of similar situation. Is always on suffocation bit. As soon as you think you've got something, survivors run to the other side and just like, well, I can't leave my 3 gen. And I will say, I think I favor the Nurse over this, just because anything they do, they don't need pop to activate. Call of Brian is just going to do so much work on its own. Call of Brian,
yeah, no doubt.
Who's back here? Is it Nia? Who is doing this jet? I'm very curious. Did they immerse? Did they run? don't know. We might see a similar situation where the game kind of grinds out into a borderline standstill. All right. I love Suffo Pit for these kinds of games, but at the same time, I also don't love Suffo Pit for this exact same reason.
Yeah, I mean, Suffo Pit, Azerov's resting plays, any map like this where there's those chokes and like consistent 3-4 gens, they tend to be a bit grindy to say the least.
For sure. And with that said, when we get the next set underway, we'll be right back after a short ad. And I'm kidding. I mean, the previous game was 20 minutes. I think this is going to set up to be potentially another 20+ minute game. I think we needed to just get ready to settle in for the long haul here, as the killer has no reason whatsoever to leave this situation. Survivors have, like, as soon as you take a hit, you run away.
I mean, it makes sense. It comes down to the killer just need to commit to one chase, and it will change the course of the game. We see that here with the down, and that's what the nurse needed to pretty much just bring this game back into their favor.
Absolutely. I knew that they had live. The Dead Hard Gamer is out of the game, but that means the survivors with the extended chase perks are able to get out and, you know, run if you get hit. But Nurse correctly identifying that they had live, and they are able to intercept them. First hook for the Meg. I also just now noticed this Nurse only has 5 hook stages.
Yeah.
Oh, the mid blink. Those are the pallet stuns you dream of. I have never gotten a mid blink pallet stun.
Or like a pallet stun on Spirit at a phase walk.
Yes. As soon as you said that, she blinked and I heard someone healing. I'm like, oh no. I thought that was gonna be a down right there. But they were able to finish that heal. You might be right. The Natophobia might not quite have been the call, but I feel like the Natophobia actually gave them just enough to keep in this game from the slowdown that it provided. Balance Landing is going to get the Survivor out of harm's way. No, not quite able. Survivors are trying to make some way back. Maybe it is ultimately in the Nurse's favor, as the Survivors have to commit, and as soon as they do any amount of gen progress, Call of Brine just completely undoes it. It may be a slow death.
It is Ruin on a stick. Honestly, if you ever think about bringing Ruin, unless there's specific circumstances, bring Call of Brine instead, in my opinion.
I kind of get behind it. Hexes is okay. We're switching from comp a little bit here into pubs, but okay, technically they're kind of the same. Like, Survivors in comp know where all the totems are. The totems don't really last if Survivors really care. But pubs, like, it is not a good time to be a totem. So you might just be right. Call of Brine might just be the pick from now on. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, that being said, we hear these gens, they are all but regress right now. Unfortunately, short blink there, not able to get through that tree, and we will see a Call of Brine pop just barely deactivating there.
Yeah, this is... I feel like, okay, so that means if Quentin has the Balance Landing, Meg has live, that means Nia probably has Sprint Burst.
Or Overtime.
Well, let's see. Looks like it might have been Sprint Burst, but she didn't have it up, so she's gonna go down here again. Survivors slowly giving this killer hook states. Wait, hold on. Survivors only need to complete 1 gen to win the set, though, don't they?
That is correct.
All right, well, man, this is such a tight 3 gen, though. I know we talked about the 4 gen in the beginning, but this 3 gen is just disgusting.
I mean,
how tight that is.
The killer is just kind of grinding them out, and also I did receive a correction. Call of Brine, it's just good skill checks. So if you miss if you don't get the great skill checks, then they're notified.
Okay, that actually makes a lot more sense, because who has time for great skill checks? I'm not a survivor.
Anyone who played DBD with Rune 1.0?
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Also, did Nia have Deliverance, or was that Second Wind?
I guess we'll find out momentarily to see whether or not they are still injured. However, unable to get the hit there on the Meg. And this chase will go on just a little bit longer, though. Nurse will drop chase as they are afraid for the gen back here, and rightfully so.
Survivors might have finally gotten into a nice little rotation. Oh, picking up the flashlight from the fallen Survivors so they can deal with that second blink. Very smart. And it looks like it was, in fact, Deliverance on the Nia. Oh! They got backed into a corner, and I think this is this Death Hook for Quentin?
I believe it is. So it's going to go to a 2-1 game. And I think this is the pressure that the Nurse needed, unless there's a Spire on this gen ready for it to pop. I think that there was going to be the end of the game, unfortunately.
You know, I think you know, when Ruin saves up, we're like, oh man, Ruin was definitely MVP this game. Call of Brine. I'm not discounting the Nurse. Varsity played very well, but daggum, Call of Brine carried. This 3-gen is at, like, they were breaking this 100% if they did not have Call of Brine. Call of Brine just crippled Survivor's chances of getting anything out of this game.
Yeah, Call of Brine pop is the way to go, to say the least. We do see Scratchmars going back towards one of those gens, however.
They're not giving up.
Looks like, yeah, they are not. They just need one gen for the set. But unfortunately, it's just going to be an uphill battle.
I would tend to agree. I think this might be lights out with the Quentin dying. I don't think there's much of a way for the Survivors to make a comeback here. Valiant effort. Like, I'm not discounting the Survivors. They played so well. The chases were so good. They did so, like, they were so coordinated. They did rotations. This is probably, I'm not discounting the Nurse again, but the RNG was, this is a sweet 3-gen for a Nurse within blinking distance of all three. And then on top of that, you had the foresight to bring Call of Brine. And I don't know how the Nurse loses this. I'm gonna say that and they're immediately gonna pop a gen somehow. I'm like, how did they do that? But no, I think Call of Brine was the correct choice, and it has paid dividends.
Yeah, it really just comes down to now the Nurse ending this match. I mean, we heard the gens. Call of Brine brought them back down to 0. Call of Brine getting them additional information. Nia injured, blood on the ground. I mean, all the Nurse needs to do at this point is to commit to this chase and end it.
True. However, they did sneak someone back here, but as we saw, that gen is woefully below any meaningful progress. Good attempts trying to get it out, but like, this is a dead zone. I'm surprised they haven't run towards the other gen when they do this. We haven't seen that yet. We see them run behind this hill. And I'm curious what the reason for that is, because there's a dead zone back here.
Yeah, but right now, making the Nurse kind of think a little bit, and they do find the Meg, just kind of checking around, going, oh no, you didn't run away, so you're still here somewhere.
Yeah, and they do get caught out here. They'll probably run to the... No, they don't run to the corner quite, but yeah, that is a down, and they will be slugging for the 4K. And I know these games are grindy, but we're casting. We get to watch, and yes, it is grindy. You're like, oh my goodness, this is such a snail's pace. It's like such a grind. Imagine how it is for these players. Like, as a killer, I know if a game goes beyond 15 minutes, I'm drained emotionally, physically, mentally, in every regard. And for the Survivor team, I don't know how they're not just like, okay, can we go to the next game? Like, what's going on? Unbreakable from the Meg, though.
Can't go to the next game just yet. Unbreakable bringing it back in, and these Survivors trying to just get to the other side of the map, making the Nurse make a choice. Are they going to commit to the 3-gen or commit to the chase? And honestly, I think we've seen both Survivors go to Shaq's side. I think just commit to the chase at this point.
I think you have to. It is at this point, it's not about skill. It is a test of mental frickin' fortitude on either of these sides. Is who gives in first, who's willing to sit here the extra 30 minutes to finish this game. And it looks like the Nurse has had it up. She's like, fine, I'll come to your side of the map. I'll slug you again, and I'll find a way. And,
yeah, at this point, though, I would say probably it's best to just hook here. You're on Shaq's side. You can camp for the hatch. There's no way that they're going to be able to get these gens in the next, 60 seconds. But looks like we are going to instead see the chase here at the window. Meg will go down. No Unbreakable left. And with that being said, that there will be the end.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not a tie set?
This will be a tie set, so we will put the winner of this set on hold until we see who gets the match point, and then this set will go to them.
You know, you had the incredible foresight to mention this in the previous trial. The survivors getting those gens, even though they weren't able to break the 3-gen, gave their killer a chance, and the killer came and performed and did just that. Also, what are the exit gate scenario here? I'm curious about. Uh-oh.
Like adrenaline?
Yeah, I was about to say. Well, not even adrenaline, but like, could if you close the hatch, was there a way for the survivors to get the exit gate potentially? Yeah, those are on opposite sides of the map.
Yeah, they are. No adrenaline here. I will say, if they're not able to get the hook and they were to bleed out, that would not be a tie set.
True.
Unfortunately, though, Nia does get found out, and that there will be the end of trial number 2.
True. Yeah, looking at that, look at the exit gates. If they had gone for the hook and closed the hatch, they might have been able to finagle that exit gate open.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Also, worth noting, this might be the longest game of COTF that I have ever casted. This has been, the first trial was 20 minutes. This one was what, 25, 26?
We had one longer last season, Twins, on Azerov's resting place. There was one longer one. I think it was like 30, 35 minutes.
I gotta be honest, I don't know how they're doing it. They might have moved on to the next game, honestly, but I had to say it. These two teams are playing so well. And here's the thing. Out of what we have seen from the B bracket of the of COTF, these two teams are definitely the top contenders, I think, for the B bracket. And seeing them face off, I am nothing short of impressed by their performance so far.
No doubt, no doubt. But with that being said, we are going to be in the
man.
process of setting up for trial number 3. And with that, you know, much like how these survivors probably need a little bit of break, so too do us commentators. But before we do go to the Be Right Back screen, I do remind everyone all that we do not have any sponsors here at Champions of the Fog. So you guys here are our sponsors. So every ad that you watch, all the bits that you tip, all the subs that you buy, all go towards the production of Champions of the Fog and the prize pools. So with that being said, we'll be back in just a little bit for trial number 3. And Rue, what map are we on?
We're gonna be on the gas heaven. I just looked at that. I don't know who's killing for Luxury. Luxury has not chosen a killer according to the roster.
Well, I'm sure that they already have, but may have not been updated.
Okay, I'm just like,
that being
I'm
said,
in suspense.
well, yeah, I guess it'll be a bit of surprise for us at the very least, though.
Very
I'll
true.
ruin said surprise by saying that it is a hillbilly.
Oh, so it's a hillbilly mirror.
It is indeed a hillbilly mirror.
Of
so
the hillbillies.
which banjo will play the loudest? We will have to wait and see. With that being said, we'll be back soon.
Take care, y'all. Welcome back, everybody, for what I am hoping is not nearly as long and grindy of a set number 2. I don't know if I can handle another match like that, because it's both grindy, but at the same time, I'm waiting for something to happen, so I just have this edge of suspense the entire time, and it is exhausting to go through, let alone what the survivors and killers are feeling, but daggum. Are you ready for some Gas Heaven action with Billy? I'm surprised we haven't seen more Billy from this. I think it's a good map.
I am excited. I'm a little bit terrified, though. I think we're going to see a lot of car mirrors and a lot of insurance claims this match. So, you know, I think it's going to be interesting. I think just like, I love Billy to death. I love seeing good Billy play, but it always terrifies me because I'm like, ooh, the collision is just rough.
Yeah, I've had this conversation because as my chat is well aware, I hate Billy. I'm going to turn that down right now. That is loud in my ears. All right, chat, I'm going to save your ears.
I was about to say, I'm sure chat would appreciate. I know myself, like the chainsaw. I feel like they do the same thing to the chainsaw that they do with the Plague's Whispers. Like every patch, they just up it by a decibel. Like not even a decibel, like 0.1. Like it just goes.
It really does. But yeah, as anyone from my chat would know, I respect hillbilly enjoyers and players. I hate this killer with every fiber of my being. It is, and I used to enjoy playing Billy, but he doesn't feel fun anymore. Behavior put this killer into the ground, I feel like.
Yeah, no,
good low
we
pro.
do see low pro there. Just overall, really good use of low pro this entire time. Just kind of shredding through this palette. It's very similar to like Nemesis's, you know, tier 2 tentacle. And Billy trying to cut off Quentin here for the down, but unable to get it. However,
there's no pallets left.
Yeah, no pallets, and that bamboozle that we heard earlier put it in some work, so Quentin will be going down here.
Yeah, they've gotten rid of, what, 3 pallets? I don't really include the back pallet, though technically you should, because without it, it is an infinite for that movement. But they've gotten, what, 4 pallets out?
Yeah, I mean, some really good work there by the Billboy here. And we will see them zipping over to the other side of the map to try to identify where these survivors are. I think they get it!
What a snipe!
Yeah, I feel like it was like the Meg watching as the train approaches, unable to do anything, and Billy just gets the down. And so this is a really good start here for Varsity.
True. Like, mad respect. And nope, pop goes the weasel. So they're dry kicking? Are they a Call Up Bride enjoyer?
No, unfortunately, no Call Up Bride. We know of Bamboozle. We know of the Corrupt Intervention. The last 2 perks, though, a little bit of an unknown.
True. I'm going to try some dynamic volume adjusting over here. See if we can make the game louder and then turn it down when the chainsaw happens. See if that works out. Oh, what a shot. Okay, Varsity is obviously a Billy enjoyer.
Prime play here, to say the least. And Varsity trying to cut off, I think, the Meg here, trying to get a bit of a tunnel going on. And they are going to be able to commit to this chase and try and pressure the Meg out of the game.
I mean, in all fairness, why wouldn't you? You've got only one gen done for the survivors so far.
Ooh, and good fake there by the Meg. Unfortunately, will not get the distance necessary. And unless Osaka has a decisive strike, that there will be them on second stage.
Are they waiting for... I think they're waiting decisive out.
I think they are. The question is, I don't know how much time it is. And I will say, we did see a bit of aura read in there that there is not Rancor, but instead a bit of Murmur.
I have never seen Bitter Murmur in comp. Do you think it's to get those snipes? Oh, another gem though. Oh no.
Maybe. It just is surprising. I mean, Rancor is just a better version, more value. These survivors just cranking these gens, all of them on separate generators, and just popping back to back to back.
Oh my goodness. The two gens like, okay, that's expected. A third one, I'm like, nutty?
Yeah, I imagine Varsity's in the same boat, to say the least. And looks like they're going to try and pressure this to death. Look, I mean, they do know that survivors have not been on any other gens through and through. So they have time to sit here and wait.
You have, what, at least 48 seconds before one will pop? Ah, they're smelling something over here. They're coming. Look at the collision avoidance. They're just barely bumping off of it.
Yeah, it shows definitely a lot of patience, a lot of practice here. But that survivor got to dodge really early, knowing full well what Billboy is going to do. And we will see another chase here. Looks like with the Cheryl.
Both of these survivors are... Yeah, Cheryl is going to be second stage. Meg is Death Hook. We only know we know one perk is not been yet identified. I'm wondering if it's a No Way Out, maybe? Would No Way Out work here?
It could be No Way Out, could be Noed. Otherwise, I'm not sure. And Varsity getting turned around there, unable to identify where the Cheryl went, and they will end up dropping chase.
Yeah, now the Meg, we know for a fact doesn't have DS after touching that gen. I'm surprised they didn't heal them up. Maybe they just really want to make sure they get out of this game. Maybe that's the thing. Like, Billy on average, unless something really crazy happens, usually gets a 2K pretty solid. And so maybe the plan is like, hey, let's try and make sure that we get a 3 out and try and give our Billy a chance.
Yeah, I mean, that would make a whole lot of sense, as we do see them trying to drag this Billy away from that remaining generator. And slowly but surely, Billy's catching up, but they're not going to be able to get the insta down here, I don't think.
No mind game from the Quentin so far. Oh, another double back. Also, I just realized, yeah, no, I'm sorry, Cheryl hasn't been hooked yet. Quentin has been hooked.
Oh, look at that, look at that.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Quentin took the first chase and the first down. So... adrenaline from the Quentin as well, and there's the Noah. They see the Noah immediately, and they're going to try and cleanse it here. However, Bitter Murmur giving him that information. However, they're on the exit gate now. Actually, yeah, you can go get the survivor down with an M1 before you can cleanse
they're
it.
about to overheat.
Oh, you're right. They're about to overheat. And it's the injured survivor too. We might be looking at a... No, this is the Cheryl. This will be a fresh hook on the Cheryl. If they get the survivor and kill them, it is 6 stage 1K. But the Noah is down.
A great scenario, but yeah, Noah is out, which means body blocks could be coming in. But Cheryl will go down here after Dead Hard, and I think a basement hook here is probably the best case scenario for this Billboy.
Yeah, and they're just gonna take their outs here, and I think that I would agree with this. You want to give your Billy a chance to get a 6 stage 2K. And we have, we have the Nia leaving that has been unhooked, so a fresh survivor out. Yeah, that's gonna be a 6 stage 1K. I mean, don't get me wrong, Varsity played a monstrous Billy game, but this does give Deathwish's Billy a chance to come back, depending on what they play. I never thought I'd see Bitter Murmur. That is a spicy pick.
Absolutely, absolutely. But with that being said, that there will be the end of trial number 3. Some really prime Billy play, and looking forward to Deathwish's Hillbilly as well here in trial number 4.
Indeed, that was so good.
It was.
That snipe on the Meg though.
Oh yeah, like I said, it was like watching a car crash. You just couldn't turn away. Neither could Mag.
True. Oh, that was so good. I can't wait to see what Deathwish's Billy does.
Well, we will not have to wait long, but as we are setting up the lobby, do want to remind everyone about Stream for a Cause. They are a nonprofit organization based here in the United States, and if you are a fan of trees, this month they are supporting some Going Green initiatives. And then, I don't think it's next month, but the month after, also LGBTQA plus initiatives. Not to mention, they are constantly supporting other small causes and some really big ones like the refugees in Ukraine. But with that being said, if you guys are able to, please feel free to donate to Champions for a Cause, the fundraiser that we spun up with them. Every dollar does count, and your donations in some way, shape, or form do influence the prize pool of Championship of Champions in December, where all the winners of this year's seasons of COTF will be duking it out for the grand prize. With that being said, guys, we'll be back in just a little bit.
See you soon. Welcome back, everybody, to the final trial. This has been a good one. This has been such a good match so far. I am both happy that it's concluding because I don't know if I can take much more of this slogfest, but at the same time, I don't want it to end. I want more. This Billy match will be very fun to see. The stage has been set. I think if the killer can even match the 1K, but hook that fresh survivor, one hook everybody and kill one of them, that wins.
Yep.
Like a very simple set of scenarios is here for this killer, and we'll have to see if they can execute it on the Gas 7 one last time.
Well, we'll not have to wait and see long, as it is Osaka on the Billboy, and they are immediately off the races. Cena Survivor down by main, and they're going to be going for the first chainsaw of the game.
However, that Survivor will be able to get into the safety of main building. Low pro chains coming in action. Same engravings here.
Yeah, it makes sense to me, honestly, and that there will be the down on the Nancy, making full use of the collision on that car, very similar to Blight, where they can get that slide off, and that is a very early down.
Yeah, that is an early down, a sick curve, and I believe that is the exact same place that Quentin got hooked previously as well, so how, what's the word here? Quaint. Oh. Are they just gonna go straight for the... I mean, they've got like over a minute left. Camp the second stage? It's not a horrible idea.
Yeah, I would say that this is actually a pretty good play, to say the least. And we do see survivors kind of starting to swarm around, trying to identify how they are able to get this unhook. So I think at most we see only 2 survivors on Gen, so this puts Osaka in a very good position.
Actually, the fact that you spawned in the center, the 3 furthest gens from you on all the sides are blocked. 2 gens are visible for the most part. One's a bit further out, and you got the one inside. This is actually a really disgusting spot to camp. How do you come and unhook here? The killer has knowledge of most of the gens, and they know that they can camp the second stage with impunity. Like, how do you stop this?
Yeah, on top of having the insta-down available to you, I think the answer is you don't, and you sit on gens. And that's exactly what the Survivor team did as we see them pop off the gen in Shack.
Yeah, Gen and Shack. We know the Gen in the main building, as we saw scratch marks being worked on. And Ace over here almost done with another Gen as well. Breaking off the chase to come back. They want Nancy out of the game. They want the 1K immediately.
It makes sense to me, and if Nancy doesn't have a decisive strike, they are going to be in a world of hurt. Osaka here trying to wait patiently. If they would have dropped that pallet, Nancy would have gone down, so a good heads-up play there by the Nancy.
True, predicting the low pro incoming. Another beautiful W game. Second gen falling. I imagine a third one will follow soon. However, like you said, is there a decisive? There is!
Wow! I mean, the odds are not horrible, but still, that is heartbreaking to see from a killer's side.
Truly.
And that there will be DS out of the game and
Bitter
a third
murmur?
gen popping off. Yeah, another bit of murmur.
Are we seeing like mirror gameplay? Wait, that didn't hit? Is that some of that weird Billy collision I hear about?
Yup, yes, indeed. Nancy going for that vault and will get down, so Nancy will officially be out of the game, and this does set up Osaka for the 2K. But man, that is just such an unfortunate set of events leading to Nancy having that decisive strike in hand.
True, and it gave their team a decent amount of time here. The Jet, I don't think there's anything that Billy can hold on to. The question is, can Billy get another survivor down? There are so many resources available to these survivors. They only need 2 more gens. I don't know. Also, when was that pallet thrown? Look at that gen, it's
that's
like
a
90.
good question.
Gen is 90%. They didn't go for the...
Good play there. I mean, Osaka knows full well they have the time necessary to get the down here and opted not to get the low pro hit. So really good heads up play by Osaka. And this here will secure the 2K, purposely overheating their chainsaw 2 for that cooldown.
Interesting. I did not know that was a thing, but yeah, 4th hook state coming in here. However, I don't. Oh, okay. No, if the previous killer had a hook on the Nia and had everybody hooked here, Pop goes the weasel? No, Pop goes the weasel.
No, Pop.
I'm curious about the points because a 6-stage 2K, but you only hook 2 survivors, which means 2 survivors get out fresh. Does that come out on top points wise as a 6-stage 1K where you hooked 3 different survivors?
It's going to be very close.
Me.
It's going to be very close. I mean, it's 6 points here, and the survivor only gets 6 out, so it'll be 16 points with the escape and the gen. So I think that Osaka would be able to take away the victory here if they're able to get the 2K. But it looks like they're going to drop Chase here, instead go for Ace instead. And honestly, I think that they're going to be able to get the W one way or another, as that'll be a 7th hook incoming with a next down.
True, that is a good point. Oh no, Nia is in a dangerous spot. Oh, not quite able to curve it into the hit at the window. Oh, overheat again?
Yeah, there is the overheat. Not able to get the down on the Nia, but with both Claudette and Ace currently injured. I mean, honestly, if I'm Osaka right now, find the Claudette and get her on hook, right?
Yeah, that would be the strat. I mean, again, you just camp to death at that point. I'm surprised they really didn't camp the Nia to death. Maybe someone on the back end was like, no, that won't actually get you the game. You need to, you need that extra hook state, so that's why they went out. But you have to know that Survivor is about to finish the gen. We saw how close it was when they did the dry kick. I expect to see that gen pop any moment. Was that Bamboozle?
Yeah. That was indeed Bamboozle, so that there is the third
Oh,
perk.
so
Unfortunately,
close.
though, not able to get the turn, though. And Claudette will be evading Osaka here ever so slightly.
Yeah, and there you see A's actually on the gen at the hill, not on the far gen. Oh, actually, no, that makes sense. That gen in the far area is now a complete dead zone. Both the pallets are gone in that area, so if you're over there, you're in a dead zone if you don't have sprint burst. And maybe Nancy was the sprint burst survivor. Ooh, Bamboozle coming
Good
in there.
mind game.
Oh, trying to get the what is it? The door vacuum on the low pro.
Yeah, but not able to make it happen.
That would have been so sick if they got that tech to work. Oh, but that jet is gonna finish, I think. Claudette will be able to pump it, I think. Do they commit? No.
Oh, yep, and Osaka was A-okay with that.
Oh no, the no-ed. I think that
These
does
hooks are
secure
right
it.
next to one another.
And we see the survivor on the exit again. I think Deathwish is going to be able to clutch this game out. Unless somehow both these unhooks, a cleanse happens. I think Deathwish comes away with the G here. Wow. No, they're running back in. I mean, you know what's on the line.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Noah is up, so Billy don't need to use his chainsaw no more.
And you have to do it in 20 seconds because if that survivor goes to a second stage, it's over anyway.
Yeah, it's just a lose-lose scenario. Going for the unhook, you trade.
Oh, they
You
were
don't
checking
go
for
in the
totems.
unhook.
They were checking the totems to see. They may have not spotted where the know-it is.
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair. And they're going to go out with the one-man out, securing as many points as they can. But that there will secure the victory for Deathwish. So congratulations, Deathwish, and GG, well played to both teams.
Truly, this was one of the better matches I have seen in COTF in a while. This was so well played. You had two that showed both of them how well they played the long grind, and then you had this game to show how well they just play the normal non-grindy game where it's like, you know, just eking out little incremental advantages, but everything just goes by like blazing fast.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a good match. That was a really good match. Congratulations, Death was GG Deluxe. That was, oh, I'm gonna remember this game. That was good. That was very, very good.
But with that being said, all good things must come to an end, and that there will be the end of Deathwish versus Luxury, and also the end of tonight's matches. We will be back tomorrow, I believe, at 12 p.m. CST. Let me confirm for you. Yep, I'll be here at CST, and then we're back again at 2. But that there will be it for tonight. So thank you all for joining us. And as a reminder, you all here watching today are our sponsors. So thank you for the ads that you watch. Thank you for the bits that you tip and the subs that you buy. But before we go, Rue, where can we find you next time you go live?
Not tonight. I'm going to take a much needed break. I will be going on Stream for a Causes tournament here in a bit, but I won't be going live for that. I'll be live tomorrow, and then my days off are Monday and Thursday. I stream at night. I'm a Trickster main. I need help, a lot of it. I can't. I'm addicted. I'm addicted for life, but it's been good. Thanks for having me on again for season 3. It's been a blast. And Gilt, are you playing more hitless Elden Ring? I hear.
Indeed, indeed.
Masochist.
For those of you who already like the pain of DBD, why not experience even more pain when you can accompany me for some Elden Ring, where I am doing some no-hit attempts to join Team Hitless. We are going to be running back run number 3 on Monday, where we're going from boss to boss to boss and trying to see if we can beat the entire game by taking not a single hit. But with that being said, hope to see you then.
Indeed. Stay tuned, everybody. Have a great one.
Bye-bye.